Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Morrowind. Last time when we left off we had just arrived at the Telvanni sorcerer, Salver Laran, who we'll speak to right now. Let me just take a couple of notes, of course. Somebody asked if I had any plans to update my written walkthrough, and I thought I had already said this, but the answer is yes. I'm tweaking it so that it mirrors this video playthrough. So once I get to the end of Vivec, I will release an update to what's already on Game FAQs accordingly. Oh, there he is. Let's chat with him. Welcome to Vivec, Travis. I'm sure you have some questions. What would you like to know? He will not sell us spells until/unless we are members of House Telvanni. Well, that's fine. Fair enough. Let's just chat with him then. I am Salver Laran, sorcerer and spellwright of the great house Telvanni. I'm pretty sure spellwright's a pretty high rank. Can't remember exactly, but... House Telvanni is one of the great houses. We value talent, knowledge, and initiative. Perhaps you would like to join House Telvanni.
Speak, traveler.
Alright, that's pretty much it for him. Let's search the containers in here. Nothing over here. Nothing here. Nothing here. There's a passage through to the Telvanni mage. Let's try the trapdoor that keeps us with the sorcerer first. Nothing in there. Or under there, I should say. We do have some soul gems here, and we have the Wolf Queen Book 3, which turns out to be an illusion skill book that's worth reading. Sorry, it seems I still just cannot shake this cough. We have the Wolf Queen Book 3, an illusion skill book. This is the first copy we found. The Wolf Queen Book 3 by Wogan Jarth. From the pen of the 1st century 3rd era sage Montokai, 3E98. The Emperor Pelagius Septid II died a few weeks before the end of the year on the 15th of Evening Star during the Festival of North Wind's Prayer, which was considered a bad omen for the empire. He had ruled over a difficult 17 years. In order to fill the bankrupt treasury, Pelagius had dismissed the elder council, forcing them to buy back their positions. Several good but poor counselors had been lost. Many say the emperor had died as a result of being poisoned by a vengeful former council member. His children came to attend his funeral and the coronation of the next emperor. His youngest son, Prince Magnus, 19 years of age, arrived from Almalexia, where he had been a counselor to the royal court. 21-year-old Prince Sepphoris arrived from Delyn with his Redguard bride, Queen Bianchi. Prince Antiochus, at 43 years of age, the eldest child and heir presumptive, had been with his father in the imperial city. The last to appear was his only daughter, Potema, the so-called Wolf Queen of Solitude. 30 years old and radiantly beautiful, she arrived with a magnificent entourage, accompanied by her husband, the elderly King Mantiarco, and her year-old son, Uriel. All expected Antiochus to assume the throne of the empire, but no one knew what to expect from the Wolf Queen. 3E99. Lord Vakan has been bringing several men to your sister's chambers late at night every night this week, offered the spymaster. Perhaps if her husband were made aware. My sister is a devotee of the conqueror gods Riemann and Talos, not the love goddess Debella. She is plotting with those men, not having orgies with them. I'd wager I've slept with more men than she has, laughed Antiochus, and then grew serious. She's behind the delay of the council offering me the crown, I know it. 6 weeks now. They say they need to update records and prepare for the coronation. I'm the emperor. Crown me into oblivion with the formalities. Your sister is surely no friend of yours, your majesty, but there are other factors at play. Do not forget how your father treated the council. It is they who need following, and if need be, strong convincing, the spymaster added with a suggestive stab of his dagger. Do so, but keep your eye on the damnable Wolf Queen as well. You know where to find me. At which brothel, your highness? Inquired the spymaster. Today being Phrenis, I'll be at the Cat and Goblin. The spymaster noted in his report that night that Queen Potema had no visitors, for she was dining across the imperial garden at the Blue Palace with her mother, the Dowager Empress Quintilla. It was a warm night for wintertide and surprisingly cloudless, though the day had been stormy. The saturated ground could not take any more, so the formal, structured gardens looked as if they had been glazed with water. The two women took their wine to the wide balcony to look over the grounds. I believe you are trying to sabotage your half-brother's coronation, said Quintilla, not looking at her daughter. Potema saw how the years had not so much wrinkled her mother as faded her, like the sun on a stone. It's not true, said Potema, but would it bother you very much if it were true? Antiochus is not my son. He was 11 years old when I married your father, and we've never been close. I think that being heir presumptive has stunted his growth. He is old enough to have a family with grown children, and yet he spends all his time at debauchery and fornication. He will not make a very good emperor. Quintilla sighed and then turned to Potema. But it is bad for the family for seeds of discontent to be sown. It is easy to divide up into factions, but very difficult to unite again. I fear for the future of the empire. Those sound like the words, "Are you by any chance dying, mother?" I've read the omens, said Quintilla with a faint, ironic smile. Don't forget, I was a renowned sorceress in Camlorn. I will be dead in a few months' time. And then, not a year later, your husband will die. I only regret that I will not live to see your child Uriel assume the throne of solitude. Have you seen whether... Potema stopped, not wanting to reveal too many of her plans, even to a dying woman. Whether he will be emperor? Aye, I know the answer to that too, daughter. Don't fear, you'll live to see the answer, one way or the other. I have a gift for him when he is of age. The Dowager Empress removed a necklace with a single great yellow gem from around her neck. It's a soul gem infused with the spirit of a great werewolf your father and I defeated in battle 36 years ago. I've enchanted it with spells from the School of Illusion so its wearer may charm whoever he chooses. An important skill for a king. And an emperor, said Potema, taking the necklace. Thank you, mother. An hour later, passing the black branches of the sculpted duad shrubs, Potema noticed a dark figure which vanished into the shadows under the eaves at her approach. She had noticed people following her before. It was one of the hazards of life in the imperial court. But this man was too close to her chambers. She slipped the necklace around her neck. "Come out where I can see you," she commanded. The man emerged from the shadows, a dark little fellow of middle age dressed in black-dyed goatskin. His eyes were fixed, frozen, under her spell. "Who do you work for?" "Prince Antiochus is my master," he said in a dead voice. "I am his spy." A plan formed. "Is the prince in his study?" "No, milady." "And you have access?" "Yes, milady." Potema smiled widely. She had him. "Lead the way." The next morning the storm reappeared in all its fury. The pelting on the walls and ceiling was agony to Antiochus, who was discovering that he no longer had his youthful immunity to a late night of hard drinking. He shoved hard against the Argonian wench sharing his bed. "Make yourself useful and close the window," he moaned. No sooner had the window been bolted than there was a knock at the door. It was the spy master. He smiled at the prince and handed him a sheet of paper. "What is this?" said Antiochus, squinting his eyes. "I must still be drunk. It looks like Orcish." "I think you will find it useful, your majesty. Your sister is here to see you." Antiochus considered getting dressed or sending his bedmaid out, but thought better of it. Show her in. Let her be scandalized. If Potema was scandalized, she did not show it. Swathed in orange and silver silk, she entered the room with a triumphant smile, followed by the man-mounted Lord Vaken. "Dear brother, I spoke to my mother last night, and she advised me very wisely. She said I should not battle with you in public, for the good of our family and the empire. Therefore," she said, producing from the folds of her robe a piece of paper, "I am offering you a choice." "A choice," said Antiochus, returning her smile. "That does sound friendly. Abdicate your rights to the imperial throne voluntarily, and there is no need for me to show the council this," Potema said, handing her brother the letter. "It is a letter with your seal on it, saying that you knew that your father was not Pelagius Septim II, but the royal steward Fonducth. Now before you deny writing the letter, you cannot deny the rumors, nor that the imperial council will believe that your father, the old fool, was quite capable of being cuckolded. Whether it's true or not, or whether the letter is a forgery or not, the scandal of it would ruin your chances of being the emperor." Antiochus's face had gone white with fury. "Don't fear, brother," said Potema, taking back the letter from his shaking hands. "I will see to it that you have a very comfortable life, and all the whores your heart or any other organ desires." Suddenly Antiochus laughed. He looked over at his spy master and winked. "I remember when you broke into my stash of Khajiit erotica and blackmailed me. That was close to 20 years ago. We've got better locks now, you must have noticed. It must have killed you that you couldn't use your own skills to get what you wanted." Potema merely smiled. It didn't matter. She had him. "You must have charmed my servant here into getting you into my study to use my seal," Antiochus smirked. A spell, perhaps, from your mother, the witch?" Potema continued to smile. Her brother was cleverer than she thought. "Did you know that charm spells, even powerful ones, only last so long? Of course you didn't. You never were one for magic. Let me tell you, a generous salary is a stronger motivation for keeping a servant in the long run, sister." Antiochus took out his own sheet of paper. "Now I have a choice for you." "What is that?" said Potema, her smile faltering. "It looks like nonsense, but if you know what you're looking for, it's very clear. It's a practice sheet, your handwriting attempting to look like my handwriting. It's a good gift you have. I wonder if you haven't done this before, imitating another person's handwriting. I understand a letter was found from your husband's dead wife saying that his first son was a bastard. I wonder if you wrote that letter. I wonder if I showed this evidence of your gift to your husband, whether he would believe you wrote that letter. In the future, dear Wolf Queen, don't lay the same trap twice." Potema shook her head, furious, unable to speak. "Give me your forgery and go take a walk in the rain, and then, later today, unhatch whatever other plots you have to keep me from the throne." Antiochus fixed his eyes on Potema's. "I will be emperor, Wolf Queen. Now go." Potema handed her brother the letter and left the room. For a few moments out in the hallway she said nothing. She merely glared at the slivers of rainwater dripping down the marble wall from a tiny, unseen crack. "Yes, you will, brother," she said, "but not for very long." All right. With that, let's just take the direct route through to the Telvanni mage, Fevin Raylan. We'll go ahead and chat with him. Excuse Excuse me. Ugh. Civi, Travis. I'm Fevin Raylan. Don't worry, Vivek can be confusing for us, and we live here. Is there some specific place you want, or someone in particular you're trying to find? Now, he will sell us spells. That's pretty cool. So if we admire his disposition up to 90 plus, we're going to want to buy all of them. Alright. So he knows the spells. Frost Storm, Lightning Storm, Fenric's Door Jam, Stumble, Clench, Woe, Weapon Eater, and Firestorm. Pay particular attention to Fenric's Door Jam. That's the skill that lets us train up security if we want to. Let's buy all of these. Let's rip through his dialogue right quick. Background: I am Fevin Raylan, mage and lawman of the Great House Telvanni. Alright, so if you look at Fenric's Door Jam, you'll note that it already only costs a single Magicka point, so you don't even really need a, a custom spell to train up security. Sorry, just taking notes, as I so often do. Security is at 48 right now. Alright. So I'll certainly complete this video and then do the rest of it off screen. Let's see. He's got no new books there, so let's check out his trapdoor. There doesn't really appear to be anything in here either. Alright, good enough. Let's head out then to the last place we haven't been yet, the Telvanni Enchanter. Audinian Valius. Alrighty. Let's talk with him first. Welcome to my shop, friend. Perhaps I can offer you something you need? I'd have more to offer, but for this incredible rat infestation. Join House Telvanni, Moon and Star, Soul Slime, rat infestation. It's been awful in the past few weeks, and nothing I do seems to help. I've tried poison, spells, everything. I've even got a couple of them shut up in my back room. I'd be grateful if you could take care of this for me, and I would be willing to pay you for your services. Your journal has been updated. I can get rid of those rats for you. You will? Excellent. Just let me know when you've solved my rat problem. Your journal has been updated. I have spoken to Aldinian Valius about his rat infestation problem. He'd like me to clean out the rats that have been infesting his store. I've agreed to help get rid of the rats that are bothering Aldinian Valius. Of course, we had already started the miscellaneous quest, the Enchanter's Rats, so all we've done here is progress it, but that's fine. Alrighty, let's see. Right there is a Devil Tanto. That's kind of neat. Behind him, we've got a bunch of stuff I don't need. We've got his small stone chest. Oh yes, I forgot to update that, didn't I? Which we'll want to unlock. More soul gems. Alright. Through the wooden door we have a pair of Telvanni sewer rats. That's interesting. We look through here. There's some decent stuff, including another small chest. Security goes to 49. We've got the Cantatas of Vivek, and a few sacks. And this presumably would be his chest of actual stuff. Just making sure there's nothing unique in there. Let's talk with him again. What do you want? Rat infestation. You've killed the rats in my back room? Well, I could have done that. I'm talking about the source of the infestation. There must be a nest of them somewhere, probably down in the underworks. When you've gotten rid of those, let me know and I'll reward you. Your journal has been updated. Alrighty. It appears now that Aldinian Valius didn't just want me to kill the rats in his store, but also the nest of them that have been coming up from the underworks. We'll make our way down there. First, though, we still have the Telvanni Temple to check out. Let's make sure we do that. We've got Melly Frank in here. Let's nick the arrows, because those are cool. Nick the loose gold. Always handy. More. Alright. Let's go over here.
To what do I owe this pleasure?
Oh, we'll talk to you in just a second, but I do need to get the loose gold out of this crate first. Alright, this room... Oh, this room is still not quite clear. I need to pick open the lock on this small chest as well. Alright, now we'll speak with Melly Frank. Does she know any new spells for me? She does. Alrighty. Moving right along. I'm Civvy, Travis. I'm Melly Frank. Don't worry, Vivek can be confusing for us, and we live here. Is there some specific place you want, or someone in particular you're trying to find? Let's get her above 90. And let's buy the 3 spells, which are Saren's Gift, Veloth's Benison, Panacea, and Regenerate. And with that, we'll go ahead and dialogue with her. Background. I am Melly Frank, healer and novice of the temple. Great houses. The Red Party of Redoran preserves the ancient martial traditions of our ancestors and deserves our thankful respect. Interesting. Little secret. Don't be in such a hurry when you're traveling. Take your time, keep your eyes open, learn from your experiences. You're on the road to learn about yourself and the world around you. Alrighty. There's literally nobody else in here, so... And you can see the Telvanni don't attend their temple very often. I like the reasonably subtle but still fun way they communicate that. Alright. Let's head out. And let's head down to the Telvanni Canalworks. We have a Telvanni Monster Lab. The 2 usual passages to the Underworks. We head this way. find the other half. So it appears all we really have is the monster lab and what seems to be a slave pen. So let's talk with Eldrar Fathryan first. It's not bad when you know your way around, Travis. What are you looking for in Vivek? Excuse me. Background. I am Eldrar Fathryan, merchant and oathman of the great house Telvanni. Gang war? It was inevitable. The local criminal organization, the Kamana Tong, wasn't going to stand by and let the Thieves Guild set up shop in their territory. It'll be bloody, and the Thieves Guild doesn't stand a chance. Latest rumors. The Bemis gang has taken up in the tombs somewhere underneath Vivek. I hope the guards catch them soon. That's interesting. All right. So we have to pickpocket him for the slave key. We can also kill him, but that seems unnecessary. Let's just get the Telvanni Canalworks slave key. Which will take a few tries. It always does. Got it. Good. Now we can free the slaves. We'll start with Min Jean. Do you have the key to these bracers? Will you let me go free? You have the key. Will you let me go free? Yes, now I am free. Thank you, Travis. Here's Woodneus. Do you have the key to these bracers? Will you let me go free? Ineri. Do you have the key to these bracers? Will you let me go free? We can loot these other containers while we're here. And we should. Just in case. You never really know when something great might pop up. We've got El Lurasha. Do you have the key to these bracers? Will you let me go free? Generally speaking, I'm going to say it's pretty doubtful that there's anything under these pillows, but I'm going to keep checking anyway. And Drokanar. I think he's the last one. Do you have the key to these bracers? Will you let me go free? Yeah, that's all of them. Very good. All right. Let's drop that slave key right there. Next thing, before we head down, is to try the Telvanni Monster Lab. So let's head inside. Did I manage to hit both of them with one shot? That's kind of cool. Alright, so we got 3 Centurion Spiders in this first room. We've got Dwemer Cogs, Armorer's Hammers, Soul Gems, Scrap Metal. I'm going to take the hammers and other repair tools and otherwise leave it be. We'll head through to the next room. After disarming the trap, of course. Let's head through this one. Got a Centurion Sphere there. Some alchemical apparatus and ingredients, including some vampire dust. You kind of wonder how they came by that. Another hammer, another repair prong. Here's a locked and trapped chest. and a locked and trapped door. We'll head through this one. This door is normal, but we've got a sphere and a steam centurion. Deal with both of them. Much weaker than their counterparts in Skyrim, as I'm sure you noticed. And then in this final room, your reward, I suppose, is the limeware stuff that you can sell for big money. For our purposes, we will leave the monster lab and make our way down to the underworks. Here we are in the Telvanni Underworks. You should immediately notice there is, in fact, a rat infestation down here. Much more severe than the other underworks we've been in. Nothing for it but to fuck them all up, so let's get started. Or as South Park had to say about the U.S. election results. Let's begin, everyone. Let's start fucking them all to death. Check the water here. Not seeing anything. I don't know if I'm going to bother grinding security. I can already disarm and open everything. It'll get to 100 on its own time frame anyway. I'll think about it. I certainly won't postpone a video to do it. I might do it if I find myself with some downtime. Anyway, as I mentioned, there are quite a few of the rats. Just be aware of that. Let's make sure we keep on burning through hammers we've already started. What the heck? Oh, oops. There. Now I need to redo it. There we go. Okay. Let's not miss this stash back here with the rowboat and the mysterious floating barrel. Torches. Armor. Oh, this is all very interesting. Moon sugar. Obviously there's some smuggling going on in or through the Telvanni Canton. None of my business. Let's check the water here. Not seeing anything. We'll need to get over here to ramp up and out. There's another rat to kill. It sounds like there's actually another one somewhere who has sighted me. Ah, that would be him. No problem. Looks like we're down to the last one here. Your journal has been updated. Excellent. I believe I have killed all of the rats plaguing Audinian Vallius. That's it for the Telvanni Canton, too. We need to report back to Audinian Vallius, of course. I'll do that first. That's the lizard's head. Here's Audinian Vallius. Let's chat with him. What do you want? Rat infestation. You've gotten rid of them all? Excellent. Well, as promised, here's something for your troubles. They're not particularly easy to come by, but I appreciate your effort. Your journal has been updated. Grand Soul Gem has been added to your inventory. Now that is pretty cool. I'll just barter it back to him, because I don't really have a use for it. And with that done, we are ready to head to our next canton. Now we're actually kind of whittling down. We have the 2 residential cantons. We'll go and the High Fane, and that's it. So we'll do St. Delyn first, because of the 2, it's the one we haven't been explicitly directed to yet. St. Olms is where we're supposed to find Caius's second informant, Adherenir the Khajiit. And of course the 3rd one is Miramilo inside the High Fane. So here we are at St. Delyn. Let's drop to ground level and have a look around. And there's the High Fane and the Ministry of Truth that we've heard so much about a little farther south. If you look around St. Delyn, you'll notice for the first time you actually have individual apartments here at the canal level on the exterior. You have St. Delyn Canal South 1 through 3. And St. Delyn Canal North 1 through 3. No people outside but ordinators. Let's head back up to the 2nd level. You'll probably note the usual suspects. There's a wasteworks, but there are apartments here too. You have Waste North 1, Waste North 2, it's got to just be an ordinator underneath me. It's a better look at the High Fane and the Ministry of Truth. St. Delyn Waste South 1 and 2. And finally, to get started, we'll hit, as usual, the St. Delyn Plaza. That's where we'll start the next installment of Let's Play Morrowind. Until then, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy my videos, please consider clicking an ad, liking, sharing, or subscribing, any or all of which will really help me out. But regardless, please know that I really do appreciate the time you spend watching, and hope you have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.